I don't like to buy spices. I'd rather just make my own. And on Experimental Homesteader, there are a lot of recipes for any of you that are interested. It's under, let's see. I know I have Crafted Creations, which has a few things under it. I have Food Preservation. You'll see the tabs at the top of the page. And you can go up there and look, and you can see the different categories that I have, and then click on them, and then off to the side is a whole listing of subcategories that you can look at, including recipes with step-by-step pictures. I know there's lasagna up there. I know there's beef ribs up there. Okay, which plants are good for acidic soil? Blueberries, rhododendrons, azaleas, camellias. They all really thrive in acidic soil. So, and remember, you can amend your soil. You can change the pH of your soil. So just because your soil is one pH and you want to grow a plant that is a different pH, that doesn't mean you can't do it. It means it may take you a little longer because you're going to need to amend that soil and get it up to the right pH. You may need to dig some soil out and add some new in, but you can do it. It's a lot easier in hydroponic gardening than in standard soil gardening, but it can be done. How long does it take to grow cilantro? It doesn't take a real long time. It's going to depend on where you live, what your temperatures are, you know, how much you water it, but you can grow plenty of cilantro in the summer, 3 months. You know, you'll start seeing it start to flower up, and most herbs are best cut before they flower, with the exception of the ones that you want the seeds from. So it just depends, you know, do you want the cilantro leaves or do you want those seeds? Okay. What are some plants that are edible that people aren't aware of, and can you eat rose petals? Yes, you can eat rose petals, but be sure they're from organically grown roses. Edible plants that people aren't aware of, and again, you have to be careful here, okay? You want to make sure the plant's organically grown. You want to make sure you have proper ID on that plant. Redbud, flowers, and leaves are edible. Dandelions. The flowers and the leaves are edible, but you want to pick the leaves when they're young so they're not bitter tasting. Violets are edible. Rose petals, nasturtiums. Any flower off of your standard culinary herbs you can eat. Pelargonium, which is also known as scented geranium flowers, are edible. There's a whole list of them, and if you're really interested in edible flowers and plants that are a little more on the unusual side, I would suggest doing some research online and then getting yourself a really good book, because like I said, some plants, Queen Anne's lace, you can make a jelly out of it, but you don't want to confuse that with a plant that looks just like it that is actually toxic. So get a good book, know your proper plant ID, and make sure the plants have been organically grown. And there is the recipe for the Queen Anne's Lace Jelly on my website, experimentalhomesteader.com. Okay. And for the last question, can you show us your favorite section of the garden? All right. Let's see here. Can I unplug? Okay. I'm unplugged, I think. I am going to see if I can not lose my wireless connection. If I do, I'm sorry. And I'm going to try to walk down clear to the corner of the garden. Give me a minute so I can get my stickum back up so I can see what you guys are seeing. Okay. And, oh good, the sun has gone behind the clouds. Okay, I'm going to try to show you guys a view of the garden as we walk. Okay, this is the shade garden. You can see lots and lots of plants. There's lots of videos up on YouTube. I have 1.5 acres here, so quite an extensive garden. I love the way this looks over here just because it's so lush. I really, really like this. Again, this is more of the shade garden. As you can see, I have some weeding to do. I love this campanula. Try to get down there so you can see that. Is that just beautiful or what? Just beautiful. And we're going to keep walking here. Okay. This is the corner of the property, right here by the stop sign. And, oh, there's some of the red yarrow blooming. I got a feeling this is going white on you guys. But as I said, there is video up on YouTube. I love this corner. I think it is just stunning. I love the roses. Don't know if you can see them. Don't know how well you can see them. But like I said, there is some video up on YouTube. Have a butterfly feeder in there. Don't know if you can see that. I think Stickum clicked off on some of this, so some of this may not have been saved, the view of the garden, but like I said, there is video on YouTube if you couldn't see that very well. And I would like to thank everybody at the Idiot's Guides and Wilkes PR for having me on today. And I hope each and every one of you will go out and buy a copy of the Complete Idiot's Guide to Year-Round Gardening. And feel free to send me any questions. And again, I want to thank everyone who attended, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you.